All right, welcome to the debate on the Premier League preview show. Today we're asking a very simple, straightforward question. Who wins the Premier League title? Will it be Man City or Liverpool? Now, we'll base our discussion on the fixtures left. So we'll throw the fixtures left on the screen, and I'll ask Emmanuel and Ahmed who they think will win, or who they think will be Premier League winners at the end of the season, 21-22 season. We'll look at the fixtures, Liverpool, Man City. Man City currently on top. They lead Liverpool by a point. Liverpool are second, and they are going as the final 4 or 5 games of the season. Any points dropped, and you hand the league title to the other team. There's just no way around it. So, Ivan, obviously, I know what you tell me. Now, Liverpool wins. I won't come to you. Ahmed, you have no interest whatsoever in this. But of the two, who do you think will win?
I think, judging by the fact that we needed Manchester City, I think, was it 2 or 3 years ago, to win 14 games consecutively to win the league, and they did it.
Yeah.
See, I'm a bit...
Was that when they beat Liverpool by a point again?
Yeah.
I think that was the 18-19.
Yeah, they had to win. I think, was it 14 or 16 games?
Yeah, I think 12 on the trot.
And they won all. Yeah. But
including the meeting with Liverpool at the Etihad.
That was in January.
That was in January, the Leroy Sané one.
Now, I am tempted to go with Manchester City. The only thing that is pulling me back a bit is that game they have against Real Madrid. Considering how Pep Guardiola wants to win the Champions League with Manchester City. And that, and listen, look, so this is what I would say. I give Manchester City 55% for the
You
final.
mentioned that Real Madrid, but do you get the sense that outcome will determine how they approach the last game or the last 2 games?
Let me just say,
because you feel that if they lose interest in the league.
If they lose
psychologically,
it will bring the team spirit down. Now, because Pep Guardiola has said it on several occasions, that one of the reasons why he was brought in is the Champions League. He's dominated the league. I mean, his time, we've seen, trophies is won, the way and the manner they've gone about it. But they seem to have fallen short of Champions League every single time.
Okay.
And in the final against Chelsea, everyone complained about the fact that this guy decided to outthink himself, play a Champions League final without a defensive midfielder. And obviously that was his undoing. And looking at how much money they've spent in the transfer windows, these guys have their eyes on the Champions League trophy. I don't think that the post-match analysis and the comments from the players will tell you that they were very much disappointed that they could not have a 2-goal cushion ahead of Real Madrid. And that will play in their mind how they're going to play this weekend's game. Listen, Leeds United isn't a team to give Manchester City any fight. Yeah. But again, this is why psychology is important. That's why clubs spend so much money to bring sports psychologists into their dressing rooms and other things. But again, I am forced to believe that Manchester City has a slim advantage over Chelsea with respect to over Liverpool with respect to the trophy. Because again, let me ask, when does Chelsea play Liverpool for the FA Cup?
14th May.
Would we still have games left?
I'm not too sure. I think after maybe a game. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think the league ends. I think a week after or something like that.
Okay, so the league ends before that final. That final is played before the league ends.
Liverpool also has a game in hand, which is yet to be decided.
Let's just have a look at Manchester City's fixtures. What they have left. So this is what they have left. Now, the last game of the season is on the 22nd of May.
So it's after.
So I think the FA Cup final is on the...
so the FA Cup is on the 14th. So that West Ham game on the 15th would probably have to be shifted. It would have to be rearranged.
Okay.
So
there you have it. So Newcastle... Sorry, Man City, they've got to go to Leeds, which will happen this weekend. Then they host Newcastle, and then they end the season by playing Aston Villa.
You know what?
Aston Villa.
I'll tell you what. Now, let's do the 52-48. Listen, some of these fixtures...
You have a funny feeling that some of these games can cause problems.
Very tricky. And let's not kid ourselves, especially the game against there's a game against Aston Villa, right? After the Real Madrid game.
That's the final game.
Which game?
At the Etihad.
Which game do they play?
So there you have it.
After Madrid?
Yes.
After Madrid, they play Newcastle.
So after Madrid, they play Newcastle.
Yes.
Nathan, as to whether City wins the title or not,
it will hang on
the game against Real Madrid.
But don't you think that if they should drop out of the champ, don't you think that now the focus is now singular? You know what? Just for the fun of it, let's just win the league.
Guardiola has won how many EPL titles?
But he wants to win
3
more.
right?
4 years.
3 in the last 4.
Yes.
This man, I'm not at Manchester City. I'm not in his head, but I can tell you
that he wants the
Champions League.
But don't you think that
cement?
Don't you think that if he loses out, he might want to just have this as consolation? He will look at the Premier League title.
He would want it
next season.
Now let us look at the psychology when it comes to the players. These guys, the likes of KDB and Co. These guys are old, right? You take a look at Fernandinho and all that. This is basically Fernandinho has already confirmed he's leaving.
Yes.
This will be the chance for them to lay their hands on that European trophy. If they are knocked out by a Real Madrid side that doesn't really look good, trust me, it will do a lot of damage to the confidence and the morale and the spirit of the team.
So you say that this hands for
you should have asked me this question after the Madrid game. Then I'll be able to tell you.
So you're saying that, but on Wednesday night,
yes,
by 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m., we'll know whether Man City will win the league.
We will know, yes.
I think I do understand where Ahmad is coming from, and that's why this Leeds game is very tricky. Leeds are, I think, under Jesse March.
Yeah.
Outside the first 2 games he played, they're unbeaten in 5.
Yeah.
They've won, I think, 2, drawn 3.
Yeah.
So now, if you hear the comments,
I think
of
they've
Patrick
won
Vieira,
3, drawn 2,
sorry,
but they are unbeaten in 5.
They're unbeaten in 5. If you hear the comments of Patrick Vieira after that game on, I think, Monday, Vieira is like the coolest person you ever get. He was annoyed by the way Leeds play. Just much as made them hard to beat. Now, how would City approach that game? Now, at the back of their mind, if they took their chances against Madrid, that game should have been over in the first half. Just based on sheer chances that they had. So now they are conflicted. Okay. Now what do we do?
But we know Man City's quality. I mean, Man City's quality, they can't go to the Bernabeu and turn up.
But based on what you did at home and based on what Real Madrid have been doing at home, it lives. It's very, how will I say it? It's tenuous, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Because if Real Madrid literally came from the dead against Chelsea, came from the dead against PSG. So
okay, fine. Let's have a look at Liverpool's fixtures because that's where your interest is. Let's see. So Liverpool have got a lot of games to play. Some of them are games in hand, all kinds of things. They've got Newcastle this weekend. Then they play Spurs. A lot of people think that City will also eye this game and say that this is where they could potentially open the gap because Spurs could be a problem.
Game.
Villa host Liverpool. I don't know what Gerrard would do. I don't know. Southampton, Liverpool. So now it means that both Man City and Liverpool play Wolves at a point.
Play Villa.
Play
they
Newcastle.
play Villa at a point. They play Newcastle. Okay, so I think we're looking at City. Let's have a look at Liverpool's fixtures. Those are the ones we want. Newcastle, Spurs at home, Villa away, Southampton away, and Liverpool end the season playing Wolverhampton Wanderers. Okay. And from what we know, from what you are telling us, that Wolverhampton Wanderers game will be after the FA Cup final.
That is an additional game.
There are 2 games after the FA Cup final. Yeah. I just checked. Now, for Liverpool, I do think tomorrow's game is what might actually decide who wins the league.
The game at Newcastle.
At Newcastle. Okay. Because Liverpool versus Spurs, Liverpool at Anfield, we know what's going to happen. Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard will dash it to us.
I just have a funny feeling Gerrard will have something to say about it.
Yes, Southampton, they are not so good now. And I think in the last 3 or so years, Wolves have always finished their season at Anfield and got beat. Now, I mean, if you look at it on the grand scheme of things, it's not about the opponents against Liverpool or Manchester City who will determine who wins the league. I just think it's down to the teams themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
They would have to be either like Manchester City, put in an odd performance like they did against Crystal Palace and drew, or Liverpool go like they went to West Ham, put in an odd performance and got beat, or what they did at Leicester. Those are what will actually determine who wins it. But then what makes it very interesting is the Champions League fixture. And I do really side with Ahmad when it comes to that. Psychology plays a huge role when it comes to players. I mean, not to compare, but look at Aston Villa. Once they realize they are safe, they are not really playing well. They are just going through the motions. Their mind is already at the beach. They are just waiting to go through the motions and end the season. And that could play a huge problem on Manchester City.
Let me help you with this.
But guys, don't you? And I keep asking this. I'm asking the two of you. Don't you think that, assuming say City get knocked out, say on Wednesday night, they lose 2-0 or they lose whatever, they get killed. Don't you think that on that flight home, they'll tell them, you know what, next year we go again. The Champions League will always be there. Let's just win another league title just to keep ourselves happy.
That was said last year.
No, there's an animal in Liverpool which has been there. I mean, outside last season, Liverpool is not going to let you have it easy.
Okay.
Now, the other side of it...
Let's hold your thoughts. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I take concluding words from them. Then we'll quickly do FPL and then we'll try and wrap it up. But this conversation is more intense than I even thought. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is the Premier League preview show on Citi TV. Welcome back. Still the Premier League preview show on Citi TV. Let me take concluding thoughts on the debate. So, Emmanuel, you say Liverpool.
Yeah.
I say Liverpool.
Liverpool next it.
Liverpool to win it. Ahmed, there's still the variable in your equation.
Yes.
That Wednesday night.
You should come back to him.
Yes. Listen. Considering these guys were so close to winning it last season, right? They went to the final.
You think they want to get back there?
Yes. Okay. And if they don't, and they are kicked out, that brings the morale down. All right. Look, I don't know where you're watching us from, but you can continue the debate. Somebody has sent us a message. He says, I think Man City will win the league. This says, even though I don't want Pep to win the title, Liverpool is likely to drop points this weekend. Somebody says Man City to win. I don't know. But what is sure is that Man City and Liverpool themselves will have a say. Possibly some other team will also have something to say about all of this. As for Ahmed, he says Wednesday night. We should come back to him. So I'll call him Wednesday night at 10 p.m. and I'll get his prediction. And then I'll record the call and come and play it outside. All right, guys.